reaching out.
There is no place and no moment in history where I could stand and say, arithmetic begins here, now.
Wow. They're like,
hey everyone,
no.
how are you all doing? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all doing good. This week I've got a new gadget. I finally invested in the Elgato Prompter, which is this cool device, which basically means the camera you're looking at right now is behind the screen. Because I get insecure, right? I'm always talking to amazing friends, guests, people from industry every week. And whenever I'm sort of like looking at stuff in the chat, I'm always looking a bit off camera, and like everyone knows that's how streamers work in that, but I always feel like I am actually paying attention. So I got it set up, and I was a bit anxious because, you know, you've got to make sure things work with the right cameras and your right setup. And Elgato, and by the way, this is not a sponsor, I buy all their stuff, but again and again, Elgato always have like really good streaming tech. And the other cool thing about it, and this is going to really help me with trying to get back into making videos again, is obviously it's a prompter. A teleprompter allows you to have a script in front of you, and normally you would have a set speed, and it's so that you can sort of read along as the text is going up. It has like voice recognition software now, so as you're reading the lines, it knows what you've read and it goes on to the next stuff. So that stuff is pretty cool. It does mean though, for today, there could be some tech glitches. This is my first time using it and trying it out. I've been using it at work meetings this week, which has been a cool test run. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. The other thing I want to say in terms of housekeeping is just a massive thank you for all the cool words on last week's talk with my friend Adam Octopanda, who is a tattoo artist. It was a really cool conversation. As someone who doesn't have tattoos, a lot of you were asking me, am I going to get my first one now? I'm not against it. I'm just going to have to give it more thought, or as Adam said, indecisive. But just to say that, like, if you ever have questions for any of my guests after the show, always put them in the comments. A lot of them do look back and stuff, and they always appreciate the feedback. And they love hearing from you on all their social media platforms. So any of these weeks, look in the description. Maria, who's going to be joining us shortly, all her links are below. Just great people, always good conversations. And I'm looking forward to today because we're going to get proper nostalgic with gaming and like our gaming stories. Finally, and a massive hello to everyone in the chat. Canic Tunes here knows how teleprompters work. Has put text upside down. So right here is actually the screen backwards. So it actually is the right way up if I look down there. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Good. Very, very, very witty of you. The last thing I'll say is for all my VR friends out there, the VR Game Showcase Spring 2026 is on Tuesday, the 24th of March. Jamie and Zena, who run it, have got an awesome show planned. I think they said there's 20 plus announcements they've got. And obviously there's a lot that I'd love to say with all the work that I do at Impact Reality and Flat to VR Studios. But what I will say, I think I can say this, is we've got 7 things that we're covering on the show. It has been the most insane few weeks. And like my team who do all the trailers and everything, we've got announcements. A lot of it is things that, you know, people have heard about already, but we've got a lot of VR games that we're really excited to give more updates on. And we're really, really excited for Tuesday, as well as all the other VR game devs that are going to be tuning in. It's going to be on the VR Game Showcase YouTube channel. Jamie was actually on this show a few weeks ago. Always great chatting with him. But it's also going to be streamed on IGN and all the gaming platforms. And I'm always pinching myself, like as a gamer, to be involved in this industry now and sort of using my background in the industry to like help with the gaming industry. And obviously it's a really tough time at the moment in the gaming industry, even tougher in the VR space, which is a niche within a niche. But I just want to once again, as always, just say a massive thank you to everyone out there who keeps supporting gaming, keeps supporting VR, because, you know, I get to work in the marketing side. It's fun. It is hard work, but the developers behind the scenes that make these experiences come to life is just unmatched, and they really appreciate it, even if they don't overtly put themselves out there. All right, that's enough from me. Do hit the like button if you haven't already, and do subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of all future ones of these that happen every Wednesday, where we talk about all sorts from gaming to tattoos. And I've already told you my dentist is coming on at some point to talk about dentistry. Like, we have all sorts of conversations here. But also I let's play every single PSVR 2 game, and I've been very busy with the VR Game Showcase, so I haven't done many this week. But there have been a couple of launches this week, and I'm aiming to get back up straight with all that later this week. All right, without further ado, today I'm joined by Maria, who is an awesome Twitch streamer. She's like a proper streamer who streams like hours upon end, plays all the great PlayStation titles and more, Resident Evil I think recently, but most importantly, and this is why I brought her on, she's a massive Final Fantasy VII fan, so I know we're gonna have a great conversation. Maria, how you doing? Welcome.
Hi, I'm doing
You have
good.
the coolest setup.
Oh, thanks.
It's
just all
awesome.
my trophies.
Just glowing. You've got the PlayStation. What is the glowing yellow thing down to
Oh,
your...
that's the Chocobo sign from the Chocobo stop.
And where do you get all the neon lights? Is there a particular place you go to get them custom, or is it like just whatever's...
I'm not gonna lie. The Twitch one I got from my chat. The Chocobo stop sign was a PR gift. But
cool.
that light, the PlayStation one, one I found in B&M on sale.
Yep. I got mine from a very
it.
mundane store place. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. Actually, I might have just got it on Amazon, to be honest. But yeah.
It was a great find.
It is cool getting stuff from gaming companies. I mean, you get a lot more because you're in the mainstream of it. So like you get all the like the Horizon tool neck. Was that a press thing, or was that?
No, the tonic was actually another gift from my chat.
Okay, that's cool. I need to.
They're very, very kind. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
chat, when are you
they spoil me.
Get me some gifts. Unbelievable.
I was gonna say, what the heck, chat?
Well, do you use something like Throne? Is that? Yeah. So Throne is like where you do sort of a wish list, and then chat can do stuff. That's super cool.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Mergen Durgan in the chat says we like to gift her cool stuff. Well, that's clearly the case.
There's also a giant Psyduck you cannot see right now.
Oh,
that was also from chat.
Yeah, I can see it on my... Actually, do you know what? I can put you full screen. There you go. You can point to it there. There's
there
Psyduck in the corner. That's amazing. Yeah, and you've got so much Final Fantasy stuff, obviously.
I do.
What was your first experience of Final Fantasy VII?
See, my first experience with Final Fantasy VII was the remake, actually.
Wow. That's
I
cool,
know.
though.
I know. It's like, but I went back and played the OG and I loved the OG so much, but like remake was the first time I played Final Fantasy VII and I wasn't even sold that I was going to like that.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to play it, but I might not finish it. I'll see how it goes. And then I just fell in love with it. So.
And had you played other Final Fantasy games beforehand?
No.
Oh,
that was the first one.
Okay. So, yeah, my background Final Fantasy VII was I played the original. I was 12 years old or something. So my memory of it was, and this is like why it was a big impact on my life. It was the first time I was like, wow, gaming is more than just like platformers. Like there's a story here, the big beats in the story. And I always remember getting ready for school. And at my house, you'd have to walk around the back to the garage, get the car out. And so I'd be gaming, trying to get to a save point. And I would say to my mum, I'm just going to be 5 minutes. And I could always see out of my computer room, the window out. And I could see my mum parked waiting to take us to school. And I would always be like, she'd have to come back in the house and grab me because I hadn't found a safe spot yet. And like, I mean, good for her, but no wonder why she was always concerned with my gaming habits. Although my parents did get me into the gaming. But Final Fantasy VII, I played and loved. I played a bit of 8, but then I was like, I don't have time to play all of this. And then I've actually never played another Final Fantasy game other than Final Fantasy Remake, 7 Remake. I started playing Rebirth, which I was super excited for. I paid for full price, but I'd just been let go from a job, so I was pretty low, and I was playing it going, I'm not in the mood right now, I'll come back to this, and I still haven't got back to it, so I own Rebirth. I need to play it. I still don't know how they take the story, but that's cool, though, that you played it, the remake first. And what did you like most about it, then? Or at what point did you know, okay, this is something? I mean, you can say from the get-go, but...
No, I wasn't. I mean, I did really like it from the get-go. I just really like, you know what, that entrance, because it is like for like to the OG, right?
Yeah.
Like the beginning of the game, like when Cloud jumps off the train, like it's just cool. Like everyone's just so cool. But I think for me it was the characters that really drew me in, and I obviously think naturally probably voice acting has helped a bit with that. Initially, right, I was like, these are such interesting, really cool characters, and I want to see where their story goes. But it also, the remake, I love the combat in remake. Like, it's so good. It's one of my favorite combat systems, honestly.
Which, how is it described? Because like Final Fantasy VII was turn-based RPG, whereas I'm gonna say, well, you can play turn-based, can't you? As well,
you can. I always find it so, because to me it's like not traditionally turn-based though, right? Because like you have it's like this active time battle system, because you they attack multiple times whilst you're trying to decide what to do or you're waiting. So I'm like, it's not quite traditionally turn-based, the OG either. But yeah, what do they call it?
Let me have a look.
There's like, I think they had like a specific way they called it, but I really like it because you do have like the action aspect of like actually going in and attacking, but you do have the turn-based aspect of like deciding what magic to do or what special attack to do or to use your items and all of that. You still have to be really tactical and strategic in a way. That's why I like hard mode. I think that's where it really shines. Okay. But
so yeah, sorry guys, we're already getting really geeky into this, but because you got the platinum, didn't you, with hard mode? That's amazing. Obviously, I'm a trophy hunter, and that is a game, because I never got the platinum, even with the re-release of the original, that I want to do. But I really want to get it for remake, but you have to play it twice, and on hard mode, which is basic. You have to be... on the regular mode, your builds with your characters, there's a lot of wiggle room, whereas on hard mode, my understanding from the bit I played, is you have to really optimize for battles exactly what material you're using and stuff like that, right? Yeah,
you have to be a lot more strategic of like how you do it. But then I don't know, because they've introduced these new systems to change, basically, like to always do 999 damage and to always have full health and stuff like that. So I don't know if that works for hard mode, but theoretically you could make it easy if you wanted to. But I like the challenge. I think that's what makes it so fun, to like have to strategically think like, okay, what materials do I put in here?
Yeah.
Because this enemy is weak to this, and I need to make sure I replenish my MP, because you can't get MP by, you know, resting. So
that's right.
You have to be very mindful.
John in the chat says, I haven't played Remake because it took an age to come out on Xbox. Dude, I haven't played Remake yet. It's still good now. Like, John, have you played the original? It's so special. The music, and you've seen you've gone to the orchestra performances of it, right? Yeah, Distant Worlds.
So good.
Yeah.
The music is honestly, but especially because like after Remake, I played the OG, and like I remember getting to Cosmo Canyon, and I'm like, I'll just stay here.
Right.
Like, I just love the Cosmo Canyon theme, and even like in the old version, like the music just hits different, you know.
Yeah, well, it's also because, and you only think about it when reflecting back, that back then when I was a kid, gaming didn't have voice acting. Like, everything was read, and so the only memories you have audibly is of sound effects, of like menu clicks and picking up items, or of the music itself. Like the victory fanfare is just like never gets boring. The amount of times,
I was gonna say,
just
a classic
that you hear that. So yeah. Oh, have you got it? I love this.
Yeah, this.
I need this. I need to get this in my build on this. Victory fanfare. When I first went to see, it wasn't Distant Worlds, it was the orchestra, but it was when they did like a smaller assembly, like beforehand. I can't remember what the technical term was in music, but it was great. It was in London. And I remember when they played the Victory fanfare, which is obviously, it's as long as you just heard there. And I kid you not, as soon as they played it, I got my phone out and I was about to say, can you just play it again? Like, and then I was like, no, I'm back in a really prestigious, like, you know, music event. I can't say, but I was like and I was like, I can't believe I was about to say that. I was about to, from the back of the room as well.
I think that would have been great.
Yeah, I was just like, I missed that. Can you, like, there's just completely.
Sorry, can you do it again?
I know, it's so good.
But it's so memorable, yeah. Genova's also great. I saw John said Genova and the Gold Saucer, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
It is actually. I think they've said that it's going to come out on all platforms at the same time. They're doing, I think, Rebirth's next. I don't know if it's the same for a Switch 2 and Xbox, but
it must do. I hope so.
I feel like it is, because it was for Remake. When it came out on Switch, it came out on Xbox. So, but they did say Part 3 is going to come out on all platforms. So
that's cool. That's why I also need to play Rebirth soon, because time is going to fly, and then marketing for the third one will maybe establish what is concluded in number 2. Without going into any details, there is a really tragic twist in the entire game that is known. And at the end of the first one, Remake, and this isn't going to be spoilery, basically, there's a lot of narrative rhyming of the original game, so it's not a like for like of the original story. Like, they take liberties, but there's a real sense all the time of like, is it course correction, or my theory, basically, and you're gonna have to do a poker face as I say this, is
I know.
I think it's a red herring at the end of the first one. So I think that because there is this tragic moment in the story that everyone's expecting, they want to create a sense of maybe it's not going to happen, so that when it does eventually happen, it's a gut punch extra again. That's my theory, but I need to play it. And
okay.
I'm not looking.
Please just play it. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Lots of great people in the chat. And also, can I just say to everyone, if you have any questions that you want us to actually talk as topics, just put a Q at the beginning of your question. I'll then save it, and I have it saved up. And that includes sharing your like gaming memories.
Yes.
Like, what are your first gaming memories? And the topic for today's show is basically like the games that made us believe in gaming, because there will be people out there that did gaming and then were like, not for me, I never played again. I mean, I don't know if they do exist, but What was your
I'd be very
first ever
upset.
computer game, Maria?
The first ever game that I properly played myself was Tomb Raider. And I actually think it was Tomb Raider 3. I have like tried the other two beforehand, but then like 3 I think was the one that I properly played through, where I had my little guidebook and everything.
Number
And I
2, I
played
think,
it
was
on
for me as
PC because
well.
I never had a PlayStation. That's probably why I never played the OG Final Fantasy 7 until recently. But yeah, Tomb Raider was the first one I played, but Doom is the one I remember because my mom's partner at the time played it. Like, he was a proper gamer, and I think it's thanks to him that I got into games, because I always watched him play, and I loaded up the final level and I got bombarded with all sorts of things. No idea what I was doing, but I was just mesmerized. So those are mine.
That Doom is a great one. So yeah, Doom's one of my first memories. So yeah, the only time I've ever gamed on a PC was when I was living with my parents as a kid, and I actually remember the first game that came out that I realised my dad's computer wasn't going to be a gaming PC, and it was like Left 4 Dead 2. I loved the first one, but Left 4 Dead 2 never ran, and because it never came to console, I was always gutted I never got to play it.
Oh no, it's so good.
I know, but the original Doom, and Wolfenstein, the original one, and actually, do you know what? This is a big part of the conversation, Maria, which is it's understanding like what are people's starting points with technology. And so, like, a simple example would be when I was a kid, it was cassettes for music, and then all of a sudden I could have a CD. Wow, I can shuffle an album and listen to it in any order. And then I had one of the first ever MP3 players that boasted
Oh my God,
it could hold
yes.
25 tracks.
The tiny little ones that you can like. It was so
Right.
bizarre.
And so with gaming, for me, I remember, I've told this story a lot on this show before, so forgive me for those that are sick of me telling this story. But my dad had a laptop with Doom 2 on it, and he took it to our neighbour's house who also had it, and they had this massive LAN cable that you connect each one, and then they fired up Doom 2 co-op mode, and I'm there looking at this laptop, and you could see the other, and I was like, oh, wait, you're both in the same level, like doing the mission together? That was mind-blowing to me. Like, and then like death matches and stuff like that. Like, nothing like this had ever been seen before. Whereas kids, or anyone these days that are getting into gaming, like Fortnite, 100 people drop on an island as your favourite IP. And it's like the starting point. And there's a game that's just come out on Meta Quest. It's a VR game, and it's called Forefront. And it's basically the sort of game I'd be fantasizing as a kid, which was like a Battlefield game, like 32 players on a battlefield, but this is in VR. So one of you can get into a tank, one of you can get into a helicopter and fly it, while the others are shooting out the side, going on jet skis, all in VR. And it is the most mind-blowing. You can jump off the edge of buildings and parachute. And
Oh my God.
like in VR, it's just mind-blowing that there are kids today where these are their first gaming experiences. But Doom is still an all-time classic.
It is. But you know what reminds me, like the LAN thing? Because when I was in school, I was one of the, probably, I guess, not the most popular kids, because I was like, on my Game Boy, the chunky Game Boy, right? The big old chunkster that was my hand-me-down gift. And I had Pokemon. And there was someone, I heard that, you know, people were trading Mews. So I walked in there in this little room on lunch break, and I was like, hi, can I please get a Mew? And I remember there was a trick with the USB. If you pulled it out at the right
certain
time,
you clone them.
both people had it. And I'm like, you know what? That's not something that you do nowadays, but this is like such a fond memory of mine, because I just remember walking in there. I didn't know any of the kids. Like, you know, it was just like they all like gaming, and I was like, I would like a Mew, please. And they were so lovely. But that's something I'll always remember.
Yeah.
Also,
And
I have to say, Lucy, yes, I did trap the butler. Of course. It's a must.
Okay, so it's great that you say this. Yeah, Lucy saying this here. It is really interesting you say that, because I was also going to say about the Pokemon trick. There was once a time where we didn't have the internet to look up things.
Yes.
And I love that despite that, everyone trapped the butler. That was before the internet. And everyone did it. It was like everyone in their own groups around the country, around the world, were all by word of mouth. Because when you got stuck on a level, you'd have to, on a magazine, you'd see a number and you phone up and it'd be like, I don't know, 50p a minute. and you'd have to wait as it's going. It's just basically someone, like the voice of someone reading a manual. Because in one of my all-time favorite games as a kid, I love and respect Mario, but Sonic the Hedgehog was my childhood like gaming hero.
Okay.
And Sonic 3 had a casino level, and there was a bit in the casino level where you had these platforms that go up and down. And what you would do is you jump on it, so it starts going down, and then once it comes back up, you jump up, and you keep jumping up and down, and you have to make it bounce as much as you can so it goes so far down that you can get through the gap. And I would always run out of time because you have 10 minutes to do the level.
Yeah.
And I could never do it. Called up all these numbers, could never get the answers. And it turned out that the way it worked was you didn't jump on it. You press up on the controller while Sonic's on it, and it moves it up, then down, up and down.
Oh my God.
And you see YouTube videos of it these days, and there are comments going, this was childhood trauma. Because back then, there was no one you could get the answer to. It was just one of those game designs where, because there was no internet, there was no finding the answer. And so it's kind of like, I'm glad I'm not the only one, but also I was the only one at the time, you know. John, man, well done. Just brought the remake.
Oh,
there
no way.
There we go.
I'm so excited for you.
John, you got to come back and tell me when you complete it and put me to shame if I still not touched it, because I need to get back to it for sure. I'm loving all these things. Asteroids and Pac-Man were my first gaming addictions.
Ooh.
I mean, Pac-Man, all the classic stuff. Someone
I was
said
going to say
Pong.
Pac-Man's very classic.
Yes. And
Do you
I
know
remember...
what another one of mine
go.
was? Sims.
Oh, the original Sims. Yeah. And
And
there was
you know
something
what's so
everyone
funny?
did without the internet that was really fucked up. I
It's
used
a
to make
cheat code?
ghost houses. You used to remove the
okay.
ladder from the swimming pool, or
Oh, yes.
fill up the living room with wooden furniture and light a fire and remove the doors. I know, we were fucked up. But then you got loads of urns, and then you could make a ghost house, and then the next person was haunted by... Maybe it was just me. Maybe... Did no one else do that? Did you not do that?
No.
Okay. Awkward.
But I was going to say, I love how I remember The Sims looking. Like, when I see The Sims now, I'm like, it didn't look like that. To me, it looked like how The Sims look now. You know, and I find this so wild how our brain is just like, what do you mean? Like, no, it never looked like this.
Right.
What is this?
Yes. Yeah, you're like... and also, at the time, yeah, you think, these are realistic graphics.
Yes.
And then you go back and go, wait, what was I even thinking? Like, even games today... I mean, yeah, there are games today that we think are realistic, and we're going to look back at some point and think... The one game that did that, actually, was Medal of Honor Allied Assault. Let me find this.
Thank you, Corey.
Let's have a look here. Can I actually get this playing on here?
I used to buy manuals too, John, by the way. Like for Tomb Raider especially, because I wanted to get the secrets. And so I love that they had these step-by-step books. And I wish I still had them. I don't know if my mom kept them, but like... I love that. I love that you had these things.
Chrono Trigger. Is Chrono Trigger? Was that the Housemarque game? Oh, it's not a Housemarque game.
What?
No.
Oh my god! How dare you say it? Chrono Trigger is such a fantastic JRPG. It's by Square Enix.
Oh yes, I'm getting confused
or
with.
Was it Squaresoft at the time? Maybe.
Yeah. I'd never played it.
Oh my God.
Looking up now, I recognize it. Yeah.
It is honestly, I've only played it literally last year. But it is this is what I love about going back to games that I didn't have the chance to experience as a child, or that didn't, it's not a game that I played when it came out. But even going back now, you can see why they were so impactful on so many people. Like for me, like when I played the older Legend of Zelda, those games were so ahead of their time with some of the mechanics and the puzzles. It's so really cool to go back and experience that now and see like where the foundation was laid for all of these other puzzle adventure games that we have now. And then the same for like Chrono Trigger. Like they had like a time travel mechanic, and some of the things that you have to do, I'm sitting there like, how did people figure this out? Because I used a guide.
Right.
I was following a guide that someone did so I could, some things that I didn't miss. But like people figured this out. They just did that.
Yes.
I'm like, how?
And because games were smaller back then, they had less space. It was why games were much harder to play because they needed to make them last longer. And you're right, because there was less tech, they had to be more creative. Like the fact that there's all this memorable music that you can hear on an orchestra that was composed for a PlayStation 1 is like, it shows you how talented the music is. I mean, it's quite well known that Sonic 3, there's music that is samples from Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson was working on the music and then things fell through, but there are certain riffs that you'll hear are from Michael Jackson's. If you search Michael Jackson's Sonic 3, it's pretty,
I love that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool. John was just talking about Resident Evil. My first Resident Evil game, I kept playing the Resident Evil 2 demo, because there's the bit at the beginning where you go into the gun shop, the shotgun shop, and then the guy's shouting at you, and then you leave, and then the letterbox comes up, and then you hear him screaming, and you're like, damn it, he died in there. And then I remember one of the... Because when you had demo discs as a kid, you just play the demos again and again, because it was just super cool. And I was like, but what if you hang out in there and don't leave? And it turns out if you stay there, the zombies attack while you're in there, and that scared the hell out of me, of like, it wasn't just a triggered cutscene. So I went to buy Resident Evil 2, and it'd been out for a long time. And I went to whatever it wasn't Game back then, it was something else. And because Resident Evil 3 had just come out, I went to buy Resident Evil 2, and they accidentally put Resident Evil 3 in the box. So I got home, and I was like, I guess I'm playing this. And so Resident Evil 3 Nemesis was my first Resident Evil game, and I love that game. And I know that it's not loved as much as 2, and having played the Resident Evil 2 remake, I'm just like blown away by it. But like, I still have a soft spot for Nemesis and Jill Valentine, like great games. And actually, I think the remake, I think was decent, not as good as number 2. And there's speculation that Resident Evil 3 remake was originally going to be DLC for 2.
Yes, I heard that, and I heard they cut a lot of the... I've not played the OG, so the only thing, like, with John saying being scared of like just those pixels, because you know when you look back at it, I played the OG Resident Evil after the others, but I heard that apparently they cut a lot of bits in the remake for 3 because it wasn't meant to be the full game remake. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about the full ins and outs of it, but I still enjoyed it.
The reason I embarrassingly got Chrono Trigger wrong was because when you said it, I was thinking of Resogun, which was a Housemarque game, just because of similar name. So Resogun is like a beloved Housemarque game, which I've actually never played, even though it's on PlayStation Plus a lot, and I should play it. And oh man, Housemarque are brilliant. Everyone's talking about the cheat
fucking sandhill
codes.
was a technical limit, but determines the whole atmosphere. It's so true.
That is it. Yep. For those that don't know, Silent Hill, because they couldn't have a long draw distance, it's fog that's right up in your face, but that's using it to its advantage, that it actually works out great.
That's what makes it, you know what I mean? Like, even in the remake, oh my god, that game is terrifying.
Hey Jarvis, welcome. Hope you're doing good, and I hope things are going well with your game.
Hello.
Got a cool factory building game, which is very, very cool. Corey says they didn't give enough time to the devs on the RE3 remake. It was very similar to what happened with the Resident Evil 4 remake VR mode. It's amazing, but there's a lot of stuff where as Leon it goes into third person, which some of it's for comfort settings. When he does a roundhouse kick, a lot of people aren't going to want to be in a VR headset as you're spinning. I'd be fine with it. I'd love that. But like climbing ladders, it goes into third person. But I think they said Capcom turned around the VR version in like 8 months. It was like a really quick turnaround, and so sometimes it's just out of necessity of. And I've learned this now working for a publisher and a VR company, that sometimes you just got to make calls like, we got to get this out. What's the timeline and what can we do? And sometimes stuff has to get cut, which is a shame. But yes, the Sonic gasping for air music is millennial trauma response. Yeah, that is the most horrifying thing. Yes, Hitman 3 VR did that really well. It does have some third-person moments, but it's really good.
I've not tried the Hitman 3 VR, but it looks really good.
It's unbelievable, especially Paris, where you go on the catwalk and like the amount of people in the room, and you just feel like you're in these real environments. It's great, and that's how VR is going to continue thriving. Is bring in flat screen games to VR. The simple explanation for it, and it's why the company I work for, Flat to VR Studios. That's the mission statement is if you're building a game from the ground up for VR, because VR is a smaller audience, you haven't got the budget to make you can make a fully fledged VR game, but not like a AAA game. Whereas if you get an IP like Resident Evil Village and then you bring it to VR, yes, okay, this is a brilliant VR game, but it was only possible because it was initially made as a flat screen game for a massive audience. So that's the way that VR is gonna succeed, is as long as we keep seeing these flat screen games. Have you played much VR? Do you have a VR headset?
I do have a VR headset. You know what? I would love to play more, but I don't have them. You need quite a lot of space for some of them, right?
Some
you don't
do, yeah.
necessarily always, but I do like actually moving around in that. But I played some. I actually played some of the Resident Evil 4 remake VR, which is very fun. Do you know what? I don't know why I was surprised that it's the whole game.
But, well, I
was like, it's gonna be shorter. It's just gonna be, I'm gonna be through this really quick because 4 is actually quite a long game as well for Resident Evil. So I was like, but that was fun, and I loved the Horizon VR game. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've got PSVR too, right? I'm gonna after this send you a list of games to check out and stuff, and there's some we should play together multiplayer that are just really really good.
Ooh.
Yeah. VR multiplayer is the best.
That.
Rob's here.
Oh my gosh, hi Rob.
Rob, and by the way, Rob, I've been wanting him to join me on this for forever, and he just keeps avoiding it. It's unbelievable.
Rude.
Rob, though, made someone very happy because I saw it on social media earlier that Todd Howard from Bethesda got to meet Rob in the States, I think.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. It's because Starfield is coming to PlayStation, of course.
Oh yes.
And do you know what? Starfield. Do you have an Xbox?
I don't have an Xbox, okay. But that's only because I have a PC. I'm not gonna,
Okay, yeah, and you can do Game Pass on that. So Starfield was going to be the game that I was going to be. Okay, I'm fine. Like I've never been like against Xbox. I've always wanted to play Halo games and stuff, and it's just like there's only so much shit you can buy. But I thought Starfield's going to be the system seller, and then when it came out and I saw the reviews, it didn't. But I'm really glad it's coming to PlayStation. I'm definitely going to check it out. No Man's Sky, Maria. If you get,
I've never played it.
You never. Okay, you need to play it in VR. Flying
in VR?
off the whole game. No Man's Sky is in VR. Like you can have a freighter ship you've created above a planet you've just visited, and you can jump off it and like skydive. And like when you fly off a planet, you look behind you, like you're. I'm speaking like an idiot. Everyone knows what VR is, but when you're in it, you're like, I'm in a ship I've just built right now, and I'm looking down at the planet I've just left. It's the most insane, and you can play it with friends, up to 16 players in VR. So yeah,
it's wild. I didn't know you could play in VR. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's like very popular, also because there's very often Twitch drops for it. So
is that right? Okay,
I don't play it, but I can see people playing it to get the drops. So.
Star Citizen. I've never played Star Citizen. That's a good one. You were talking about the Game Boy. I don't have my classic Game Boy, but I do. This is still old though. I have my Game Boy Advanced.
I still have my Game Boy Color. The other one sadly disappeared. I was showing it to chat
my original Pokemon cartridge, which I assume the save game will be dead by now, right? If I've not used it in over 20 years, and then for my birthday I got Pokemon Yellow.
Oh my god!
Let's see yours. I'm putting you full screen for this.
This is my color, Game Boy Color still.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's can we have this tech back? I want to see all the tech inside. And then this. Do you remember?
Oh, okay. Oh, so you had blue. There we go. I love that.
It's my German copy as well. I don't think anyone wants it.
And does it have your original save on it or?
No.
Because it will erase it after a while. I'm pretty
sure I had there's silver and gold. But also, even more exciting than that, you'll like this.
Ryan says it is possible for it to work. If it was well stored, it's probably still there. Oh my god. Should I get some batteries?
You should try. I think it's only because I lent it to someone and they deleted it and I was really upset. Look at this.
I've got that. I've got that
used
next
a
door.
lot.
That is classic. That was really difficult platform games. And one of the... Which one's that? Oh, Street Fighter. The reason original platformers were so difficult was when you try and jump over a gap, you had to jump while your feet were on the gap or you'd fall in, whereas a lot of games, they give you a bit of leeway where you can jump just as you're off. Which is why when the Crash Bandicoot remake... I've got... okay. Love it.
Gotta have Tetris.
I'm gonna have to go
There's
back
some
down.
other ones in here, but they're not so.
I love it. Yeah, I'm going to fire up and see if I can get it working. Before the end of the show, I'll go and get my batteries downstairs and plug it in.
Ooh.
But, yeah, I was showing this to Marie beforehand. I actually dug this out. This is my first ever games console. So, Sega Master System 2. I don't know what the first one was, but this is the second one. And I can't get it working. It doesn't power on. Because there's no light. These consoles didn't have a light when it's on. You just have that switch. And that'll be it. And then if you played it without any cartridge in it, it would be Alex Kidd, Miracle World. That was the game. And then I had on it, I had the Sonic games, so like Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And then I also had... I used to go down to Toys R Us, and you'd get the off the shelf the ticket and then take it to a booth where they'd give it.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly, I don't know how old I was, but I got this game which was called Space Gun, and on it you got the actual gun.
Oh, what the heck?
But this won't work now because TVs back then, it would be based on the reflection of the screen of the flash, which TVs now don't have it. And this was when ergonomics wasn't a thing, because this is the Sega Master System controller. It was literally square. How's that for comfort?
It's so small.
I know. And basically, these buttons did the same thing. But I need to try and get it working again. Yeah, old school. I don't have a Mega Drive, which Americans call the Genesis. It was called the Sega Genesis in the States. Did you grab something else just now?
No.
Oh, okay, I thought you grabbed something else.
Sorry, I have nothing else.
Golden Axe.
The only thing I have is a PlayStation 3 somewhere, but I haven't got it out.
I don't have that. Yeah, I got rid of all those old consoles. I traded in my PS. No, I still have my PlayStation 4, I think. That's always the thing, is like when you trade consoles to get discounts, I'm like, I should keep the original ones.
It's like...
Corey says there's a device called a GBX cart where you can pull off your old saves off a cartridge before the battery dies.
Oh. Interesting.
Did anyone play Lady Seer on the Game Boy Advance? I've never met anyone who played it, but I love it so much. Lady Seer. I'm going to look this up now.
I was going to say, what is it?
I'm looking at it now. Let's have a look here. This is it.
Oh.
Lady Seer. The platform game. Never. I mean, it looks cool.
Oh.
Fighting. Like it. Story. Okay, let's not do spoilers. But it came out in 2001. Game Boy Advance. That's cool. Yeah, we were talking about like graphics. Medal of Honor Allied Assault. This was the one that I was actually researching here, but I'm probably not going to be able to... Oh no, I've got the video now. Let's have a look here. Let's go back here. I just want to find the opening scene. Oh no, this is a remaster. It's not it. Images of it. Yeah, I remember playing this as a kid, and it was like the most realistic war game you've ever played. And like you look at it now and go, like when you're on the beach, everything is just spaced out like this. It's just like it's like flat. It's literally completely flat, the land. And then you look like 10, 15 years forward to like Call of Duty and how photoreal, and you're like, there's a lot of YouTube videos where it literally shows you gaming every year from like Pong to now, and just the leaps and bounds that have been made with tech is just incredible.
It's just so wild to see. I feel like now you can't see it as much anymore.
It's difficult, right? difficult
Yeah,
to see the increments.
Maybe over like a slightly longer period, but if you go every year, there's
yeah.
I mean,
Or if you have a cool tool like DLSS 5. Yeah. That old thing. Unbelievable,
that was
man.
so bad. I can't believe that they so confidently presented that.
Yeah, I was trying to get my head around, and for those that don't know, this is NVIDIA's new AI enhancement tool, enhancement questionable, which they used on a lot of properties like Starfield and Resident Evil Requiem. And it just looks like AI slop style. And Digital Foundry explained it in a really good way, which is when you turn it on, and like you're looking at Grace from Resident Evil Requiem, which by the way I've not played the game yet because I'm waiting for a VR one to be made version of it. I just want it to come to VR. They haven't announced anything, but I'm like, come on, Capcom. I want my first experience to be in VR with that.
Listen, but I would be upset. I like looking at Leon.
Okay. I think well, you could look at yourself. It wouldn't be the same.
Maybe. That's a good point.
Yeah. Look at the arm, like. Are there any mirrors in it? Can you look in the mirror as Leon in it? I don't know.
No,
there's no mirrors in it. There you go.
No.
But what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, they were basically saying that when you look at Grace, the DLSS doesn't have a model of Grace. It doesn't know the context of like what she looked like when it's like I don't even know what term to use because it's not enhancing. But when it's doing its thing, it's doing it on that flat image right there, which is why it doesn't look like her. And
it doesn't
I think
look
the scene
like her.
that they used is like when she's going to, I don't know if it's a spoiler of the story, but she's going to something which would be regarded as quite emotional, but the tool doesn't have any context of it. So it's like, makeup and whatever, and it's just
so weird.
Soulless.
That's it. It just like strips the soul off of it. Like it just makes it look so much more generic. You know what I mean? Like that's not how they're meant to look. And that's fine. They look fine. I don't even know why it needed it. You know what I mean? I'm like, what do you mean this looks great?
Yeah. Theft of artistic direction. Yeah. At our studio, we have a lot of conversations about AI, like even in marketing and stuff like that. And I'm someone who has very mixed feelings on AI. I think there's a lot of good uses for it, but for me, it is the cliche is it's a tool, but you should never be using it for entire output of like a product that you're doing. Like, it can be used to maybe run tests on checking gameplay and things like that. Could be used like if you got an image and it's cut off the side, you need to just like fill that in. I think that can be used, but when it's like they're being used to create like entire like stickers or logos in a game. I was playing one the other day, which was a shop simulator, management simulator, which felt like a classic Sims game in VR. I was like, Sims VR would be ridiculous. But I was looking at like the coffee packets, and I was like, that's AI writing. It's that whole like nonsensical stuff, and straight away you feel gross because of it. Not
no, it's not.
We didn't have that when we started gaming, did we? Didn't have to worry about
exactly
that kind of stuff.
And no one cared. No one cared about graphics not looking hyper realistic or anything like that.
Yeah. Corey says I'm okay with AI coding but not the art. Yeah. It's taking motion vectors and color data directly from the game and what they're saying, but it still looks shit. Yeah, well that's the thing. The Overton window is going to change though. There is going to be a point where people are just like, well, this is what it is now. But I just hope. I do think there are some things that people will continue to resist. And I saw a talk, a clip of Simon Sinek, who does all these like business talks and that, and he was talking about like when you see pottery that's handmade. Which, by the way, I've seen you do pottery, don't you?
I've done some pottery, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah. But when you see it, it's like it's handcrafted. It's the imperfections. It's that. And it's why I think live streaming it's like it's never been a better time to be a live streamer because people want connection, like presence.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important as well.
I agree. And they want to watch me stare at Leon for 5 minutes. I'm joking.
There we
I
go.
didn't do that.
There we go. That's it. I saw a great Instagram post of someone saying, "Here is my kid watching a video of someone playing Minecraft. Here is me watching my kid watching a kid playing Minecraft. This is you watching a video of me watching my kid watching a video of someone playing Minecraft." I was like, reactions within reactions.
Yeah.
Do you live stream entire games, or is it you're just selective with it?
I do entire games, but it depends. Like if I don't feel like I like it, or if I feel like it's not really resonating with, my viewers, then I very likely drop it. But
yeah.
I usually feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm quite good with choosing games that I enjoy. And then I feel like also my community enjoys. So I play through them. The only time I don't is when I do my indie games that I check out when I do very long streams.
Right.
And I try to check out as many like indie games or demos as possible. And so those I go back and then I finish them for myself if I really like them, but just not on stream.
That's cool. And what is an average length of your streams? You do like 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, I think average is 4 to 5, and then it used to be longer, but it's like honestly, I'm trying to do so many other bits and bobs as well that I'm trying to like keep it to 4 to 5 hours, and then I do once a month a 12-hour stream. That's when I do the indie cozy time.
Right.
Also horror games, so it's not really always cozy.
Although there are cozy horror, right? You play Dredge.
Yes.
Have you played Iron Lung?
I have not yet.
No, I want to.
Film,
yeah.
I wanted to play it.
Sorry, did you say you've seen the film?
No.
Oh no, I haven't either. I want to see it. I wasn't sure if it was out in the UK theatres, but it must be streaming
but I don't think it's anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we missed it.
Yeah. No, I want to check that out. Most games like that, I play it and go, "This would be good in VR." People get sick of me saying it, but it's like once you're on the VR train, it's really hard to play other games. Although I think there was only one flat. See, this is the weird thing, Maria, is us VR people, we just say it naturally, and people are like, "Oh, that's a weird way to call games." We call regular games flat screen games, which seems weird, right?
Yeah.
It's just like
to me, yes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, it's just games, but we just call it flat screen. But so I was going to say the only flat screen game I played properly last year was Doom: The Dark Ages. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was good. You played it as well, right?
Yeah. It's fun. It's just good old like Doom fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it has a much more grounded. The parry system's fun. Yeah. Really, really good.
It was good fun.
What's your favourite genre? Is it horror?
That's a difficult question for me because I like so many. I think probably RPGs.
Okay.
I also like action adventures. So like obviously, I love Tomb Raider. I love God of War. I love The Last of Us. So like I love those as well. But sometimes when I think about it, I'm like, I like so many different types of games. I love platformers. I love puzzle games. Like, I just love games. And that sounds so cliche. The only kind of thing that I'm not super into is like shooters, specifically PvP.
So the competitive type.
Aim. It's not for me. Yeah.
I'm the same. Yeah. And actually, I think I'd be maybe more into it if I was a PC gamer. Mouse and keyboard helps a lot, but you got to stick with it a lot. I like them in VR. Actually, that's the thing about VR as well, is I think it makes you much more into genres you normally wouldn't be in, because it just feels more personal, like you're in it right now. And there's a lot of games that I'd be like, there's no way I'd be playing this on a regular console. Like, have
you played what's it called? It's this cooking game. It's
oh, not you. No, I was gonna say it's Overcooked.
No, it's not that, but you know what I mean. It's like House Flipper, but you do cooking.
House Flipper, but cooking?
Do you have like a restaurant and you have to cook meals for people and like send them up, but in VR?
There's Cooking Simulator VR that you do it.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. It was Cooking Simulator, I think.
They've gone for realism,
VR.
Right?
It was so funny.
Yeah. They've done it for realism. So that game's good. it should have a multiplayer component, like
Oh,
you and your
that would be
friends,
great.
and then you get your meals rated,
Yes.
and like you're trying to make the more complicated thing. That would be great. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
No, Overcooked VR is something, because we talk internally about like what IPs we want to try and get hold of.
Yeah.
Overcooked VR for me is a no-brainer.
That would be amazing.
And then the other one, because obviously we're in conversations with all the platform holders and that, and like we're lucky we have talk with all, including PlayStation. We're very open about the ones we want to work on. For me, the absolute dream that I want us to make one day, and I think it will be a system seller for VR, is we want to bring The Last of Us to VR. I want to be in that world. Like, if we could do that. I also, like, working with Naughty Dog would be a dream. But
Yeah.
like, and I feel like Naughty Dog is the kind of company that would be up for it, because they're always pushing the boundaries of tech. But to deal with clickers in VR would just be, it would be the best thing ever.
That would be so scary.
Yeah. Have you ever played Madison?
No, I have the game. I've never played it.
Don't play it. Play Madison VR. Play the VR version. That is without doubt the scariest thing you'll ever experience in your entire life.
Yeah, I can imagine. You know, the only thing that I have an issues with VR is I have a small head, so like when I try and fit it, it gets really heavy. So I can't wear it for too long because I just get a headache, because it's so like, you know, the weight is obviously at the front, and I don't really have like any weight for it to hold on. So that's the only thing where I'm like, I buy all the extra straps and stuff to make it more comfortable. And
I was gonna say, chat, help me out, because on a Meta Quest, because it's all the weight is in the front, because that's where the computer is, you can get these battery packs and it makes it more balanced. I'm trying to think what the solution would be for PSVR 2. They do custom straps that have like padding and stuff that would probably help, but yeah, comfort's a must for VR. If you're not comfortable, you're not going to be having a good time. Oh, is it Globular Cluster for PSVR 2 is a game changer? Let me have a look.
Ooh, I'm gonna look at that.
Yeah, Globular Cluster PSVR 2. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this. Here it is.
Oh.
So, yeah. Okay. And you say it's a game changer. There we go. Is it done by Kiwi? No, it's not. That is the actual brand. Because Kiwi does comfort straps as well. Kiwi are really good with their straps and that as well. Oh, that's for MetaQuest.
Oh, I think I had that when I had the MetaQuest.
Right.
Just anything to like make it a little bit more comfortable, because
yeah, you need that. You need that.
But you know, speaking of The Last of Us, because you mentioned The Last of Us, that was a game for me, because I know a lot of people, like you said, for Final Fantasy VII was the one where they're like, oh my gosh, games can have like stories and stuff. And I feel like for me, like when I played The Last of Us, that was like, I had just like moved out and lived on my own in London, in a different city. I've never been to a different country. And then The Last of Us was that kind of game for me, I feel like. So I have like that's like a very special memory that I have of The Last of Us. The story, like, I still to this day, I think the way they told that story is so good. That's why that one translated so well into TV, because it was just such a solid story. And you know what I loved, because they told like Pedro not to play the game, right? They're like, don't play the game, we don't want you to play it. But I think that was a great shout, because it just proves how well these characters were written, because he still played him just like, you know, how we know Joel, like pretty much the same, without knowing Troy Baker's performance, you know.
I think it's also because there used to be a point where gaming was the medium where you actually got to spend time knowing characters, because there were TV shows and stuff like that, but they were always like episodic and very contained. Whereas it was like movies is where you get the in-depth. But because of like we live in a media landscape now where we just consume so much content, you just saw this tipping point where actually, like, if you could have a game made into a movie or a TV show, okay, if the budget for the TV show was high, like it was for HBO, I would say a TV show, because you want more time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
like,
100%.
If they'd done The Last of Us, the first game, as a movie, it would have been, which I think was initially what was pitched, and that's why Neil Druckmann
not
didn't
gonna
run
work.
with it, it wouldn't have worked. Yeah.
Because I think the beauty of video games is specifically that you have so much more time.
Yeah.
Right? Like any movie, you only have that certain amount of time, and you need to portray the characters, make people care or not care, whatever about them. There's such limited time that when you play a video game, you have at least, most games are at least 10-15 hours. That's like what, so much more the average movie time, and that's what makes it so special, because you can properly tell stories and give them the time they need to, you know, develop.
Yeah, and I'm with you as well about The Last of Us being a game that made me realise, like, on a whole nother level, it's the cinematic aspect. Like, yeah, Final Fantasy VII made me realise you could have all these detailed stories. It was a 3-disc game. It was insane, and like just the massive world you could explore. But the emotion behind it. But yeah, The Last of Us, I felt like I was quite late to The Last of Us. I didn't play it on PS3, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out sometime. And then when I did, I was like, oh my god. And then for me, I think The Last of Us 2. It's always hard. Like, I love them both, but I do think The Last of Us 2 is a stronger game. And there's just one bit. I'm not going to say anything. There's basically one scene at the end, and the acting and like the facial expression. There's one particular moment every time I burst into tears. I can't stomach it. And I remember when I first saw it, I think it was just the first reaction. Anytime I go back to it, I burst into tears, because it's just like they have just distilled tens of hours of story and building.
Yeah.
And it's a traumatic game, like
yeah, it is.
and it's, you know, brands always, you feel like, not Sony, but like you would think a lot of consoles now would be like, we want movies that are going to be like have a happy ending, or you know, I always actually think about, have you seen the movie I Am Legend?
Yes.
Do you know about the alternate ending?
Did they not have it in like when you had the DVD or something like that?
Oh yeah, I think they probably did do it on that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if I want to
yeah,
say.
the alternate ending is
Yeah, I'm just gonna put spoiler warning on screen, right? I'm putting this up now, so I'm gonna tell you when it's safe to listen if you don't want to hear this about I Am Legend. Okay, so I Am Legend, in the theatrical release, Will Smith plays this guy that is like testing on all these like vampire. Well, they're vampires in the book, but like these sort of zombie creatures, and he has one on a stretcher, and he's in his basement, and they're being invaded by all these zombie dudes. And the twist at the end is he sees on one of the people he's protecting, they have like a butterfly tattoo on them, and then he's like, he gets a grenade, and he basically sacrifices himself and blows himself up, and that's the movie. And then like the I Am Legend is the fact that Will Smith sacrificed himself and saved the day, and they've got like this potential vial that's a treatment for it. But the original ending, which is closer to the book, is the tattoo he sees is not on one of the people he was protecting, it's on the zombie that he was testing on. And so what he does instead in the alternate ending is he wheels her out and gives unplugs the drip and hands back to the zombies, who scream. They leave. Will Smith slumps against the wall and looks up, and you see the photos of all the zombies that he's been testing on and killing, and it's the fact that he was the monster all along. That is I get chills thinking about it. That is a strong ending, and it's like, that is the original ending, but it was just seen of like, no, not for Hollywood. And you do hear this from time to time about what are we going to do. And what I did appreciate about the Last of Us TV show, the first one, I actually do have problems with the second series. I think that they've not gone as gritty.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and like Dina, who's like, and I'm not one of these people like, Ramsey is not the issue. She's great at what she does. The script means that like Dina is more of the authority and the grown up, and like I just feel like Ellie in number 2 is not on the vengeance, and like that. We might get there. You start seeing it towards the end of the second season, but I'm just like the first season, however, did really get the grittiness of it, and I thought that they nailed it well. So you do get that, but. Anyway, that was a long-rounded way of me saying PlayStation seemed to be very hands-off and like tell the story that you want to tell. And it's even the first Spider-Man game has some really heartfelt moments in it. And, They just absolutely nail it.
Yeah, it is more like a book. Callie Timecat was saying. I agree. I feel like that's why I think also even book adaptations struggle. I mean, obviously, there's not everything that you imagine and read you can put into like visuals, and it will not be as interesting as visuals, right? Than when you read it, but it just gives you more time with the story and the characters.
I've just put on the message. Everyone can listen again. Yeah. King Riley was saying, how do you see the alternate ending? It's on YouTube.
I thought it was somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm also making it up.
It actually looks pretty decent, because normally when you do the alternate endings, it's like got no CGI.
Oh yeah, because they just didn't like bother like properly doing it. Yeah.
It's like the original Last of Us ending where they do opera. Where Troy and is it Marlene? Can't think of the actress. Start singing the ending. Well, Chris is not convinced. I Am Legend is shit, no matter the ending. Oh man, the scene with the dog. Oh. And there's a bit where Will Smith, the mannequin, moves, and he loses it, and it's like it's really. Oh, by the way, just going off here, have you seen the Blair Witch Project?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. I saw it way after. Did you like it?
I think it's super strange, but I totally get why it was so popular.
Yes.
And I feel like at the time, it very much was like something, like...
Yes.
But I heard so many things around it now, like how the actors were treated. And so I'm just like, that's kind of iffy. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've not seen it in a long time. It's very bizarre. But I totally get why it worked, in terrifying people, because people didn't know if it was real or not.
Yeah. The most scary thing about it, the reason I brought it up was what I Am Legend is, it's nothing to do with all the paranormal stuff. It's the fact it's literally a story about people that get lost in the woods and lose their mind. And that is, it's anything about the human condition and about how fragile humans are. That's usually the most terrifying stuff of like, oh my God, if I was lost in the woods, what would I do? Oh, sorry, Mergen Durgan, don't bring up the dog. I'm still not over that. And I love this Corey with a dog for a photo. Give it a rewatch. It's so good.
That's like John Wick. I'm sorry. No one prepared me for that. And I have not sobbed. I had to walk out for a bit. I'm not going to say in case someone's not watched it, but... Yeah.
Chris, you just don't like any of the stuff I like. You think everything's meh. What are you next going to be playing? Do you know what? I'm going to put you on full screen. I'm just going to go and get some batteries to see if I can get this working. I'm going to let you just take... You can say... Actually, I'm going to have these in so I can hear you saying horrible things about me. Take it away. Plug anything. Talk about anything. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Well, hi. I've just finished playing Resident Evil 9. I really like that. Not just because of Leon. At the moment, I'm playing Mass Effect 2 actually for the very first time, which I feel like is such a classic to so many people, but I've never played it. And as someone who likes RPGs, I felt like it was time to play that. So, Maria, entertain us, please. Oh my gosh. Talking about Leon. Who's Leon? Oh my gosh. Yes, I am babysitting you. Please behave. I refuse to watch John Wick because of that. Yeah, no, that's very understandable. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Wait, the friend I saw play with kind of spoiled it by laughing as she thought something bad looked something like a jelly bean. Oh god. I knew it! But yeah, don't watch John Wick if it broke my heart. But the game looks really good. I'm actually really excited for that. When I saw that and I was like, this looks like, Keanu Reeves, hello? Like, I'm very excited to see. I want to see more of it. We haven't really seen too much of it, but I want to see more. And then what else am I excited about? Hi, welcome back. Did you finish getting batteries?
I don't have any of the batteries.
No.
But I did
Don't
find
watch Marley and Me. I won't.
To match with you, the Tetris. And,
oh my god! Yay!
Yeah. I'm definitely going to go buy batteries, and people have given me hope that I might be able to get it working again. Oh, if I've got my original saves. I think I might have. Do you remember Missing Number? That was the
No.
glitch. It was. I don't know how you did it on Pokemon, but you. It was like how you were supposed to get Mew, and you were supposed to like do all these different things, and then it created this like squiggle of a Pokemon called Missing Number, and then you caught it. But it looked like a tornado. That's how I always used to remember it as a kid. Missing Pokemon. Let me find this. Here we go.
It looked like a tornado.
I know, it doesn't look it now. Missing. Here we go. Missing Number. Oh my god, how small is this?
I do remember this. Yes, I do remember this.
Yeah. God, you have to really zoom in for that. Yeah, because you used to have to use Surf, and it was like the conspiracy was that was how you got Mew, I think.
Yes, I think so. There was something around that. So strange, but yeah, I do remember that.
Oh my god, yeah. And there was like rumors that was how you got Mew. It was like underneath a car, and there was like all these conspiracies back then of like what you could do. Missing Number just corrupts your cartridge. Yeah. Viridian City. Here we go. All the memories are coming back. You got 99 of a certain item in your inventory if you caught missing that. That was right. It was how you like got loads of rare candy, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone remembers now.
Surfing
up and down
I just remember seeing that
Island.
thing.
There we go. It all comes back. It all comes back.
Oh my god, I love when memories like that pop back up.
Yeah. There are ways to get Mew through that method, but there are far easier methods now. There we go. Oh my goodness.
There you go.
Cool. We're gonna wrap up there. Maria, honestly, thank you so much for your time and for joining. This has been cool. We're gonna have to do this again sometime.
Yes, I really enjoyed my time. Thanks for having me. Thanks for everyone in the chat.
Yep, and we will have to organise a PSVR 2 game to play together or something. Yeah, I'll basically have a think about ones that I'd recommend, and there might be some I might be able to get you keys for and stuff like that. But yeah, have you got good VR legs? Because you said you played Resident Evil 4, like that's full locomotion, so you're walking in that. You didn't feel motion sick? Okay.
I'm all right with it. I mean, I haven't played in a while, but yeah, I don't usually have. Once I get used to it, I'm fine.
That's cool. Awesome. Something we do on this every week before we wrap up. I still haven't worked it out to show this with both of us on camera, so I'll just do it with me for the moment. We do something called Vitamin G, okay? And it's where every week we just think about something we are grateful for. That's what Vitamin G stands for. My dad's friend used to... He said it randomly in conversation one day as a passing, like, I like to practice Vitamin G. I was like, what do you mean Vitamin G? He's like, gratitude. Just think about something you're grateful for. And so I've just run with it. So, yeah, every week we just think about maybe it's someone or something or an experience you've had or a game that you're grateful for, and we share it. So everyone in the chat, I invite you all to share something, or you can just keep it to yourself. Just thinking about something you're grateful for is really good for your mental health, and it's good to do. Callie in the chat says, oh, Fit G, yeah? You thought I forgot? Haven't forgotten. Maria, pressure's on.
Pressure's on. Oh my god. I feel like there's so many things that I'm grateful for.
Other than Leon.
But...
Obviously you're grateful for Leon. Leon
to
Kennedy.
be fair, we have to be grateful to the women at Capcom who made him happen. But I think today specifically, because like the whole year so far has been so grey and windy, and it sounds really sad, but genuinely the sun. I'm very grateful for the sunshine and like just having a blue sky and the most beautiful sunset. I'm like, you know what? That feels like things might be looking up, you know? So I'm grateful for that.
That's a good one. Yeah, today I felt like I was going to go Super Saiyan because like the sun was out, it was warm. I was wearing just a t-shirt. I love to go for morning walks. And yeah, it's great. It's like, yeah, good weather's coming. And in the UK, we've got the clocks are going to go forward. I know in the US, we're a bit closer than we normally are. East Coast, like 4 hours apart, not 5, and 7 hours apart from the West Coast, which is nice, not 8. But that will change at the end of it and that. But no, I'm totally with you with that. That's a good one. Anything nature related. Callie Timecat in the chat says, Vitamin G, everyone involved in creating, organising, performing at Transmission last Wednesday, and everyone who went. It was an amazing concert and festival, and around 10,000 people attended. Where is that, Callie? Was it? I assume it was in the UK.
That sounds amazing.
Noel says, grateful for all of you. I'll take that. Thank you. Oh, we go. King Rolo, Vitamin G, fucking big bright thing in the sky. Yeah, sun's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sun's pretty good. It's good. Chris was still looking up the missing nose stuff about corruption. Yeah, it could happen. Mergen Durgan says, I'm grateful for Maria playing Skyrim 6 years ago, and I stumbled into her chat, and it's been amazing ever since. It is so cool, right, how people will just discover you, and it could be any particular game, and then they stick around for the long haul. Are there any streamers that you watch? You probably don't have time to watch other streamers.
No, there are. There's quite a few. Like usually when I do some like editing and stuff, or before I start streaming, I have them up. Like one I always have like in the background is Dinos Zendgeil, but he streams in German, not in German, in English. He's a Souls runner, so he does like a lot of challenge runs.
Okay.
But he just has like, you know, great conversations mainly. So I like watching him. I love Lucy. I don't know if you Lucy was in the chat earlier. Lucy J. Robin. She's amazing.
Yeah, I saw Lucy.
Love her.
That's cool.
You know, Aliska. There's quite a few, like especially people who are live before me. That's when I have the most time.
Gotcha. That's really, really cool. Yeah. Just having a look to see if there's any more. Dominic says, Vitamin G, I'm not bragging. I didn't wear a jacket today. That's good, man. It was like that. I actually wore a jacket when I first went out, and then I sort of do a figure of 8 by my house. There's a lake by mine, and as I was sort of coming back past mine the first time, I threw my jacket inside. I was like,
yeah, it's wild how warm it got. I was like, I didn't expect this. I'm sweating. What the heck?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Lucy, stop it.
Aw. Let's have a look. There we go. Lucy says, Maria's my vitamin G. There we go. And John says, I'm grateful that Remake is 69% downloaded while live streaming it. You're going to get... I need to jump back into it. I really, really do.
You do.
Cool. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And obviously, there's going to be a lot of you that haven't tuned in before. Every Wednesday, I do this. The last Wednesday of every month, I just do a Q&A. So there's no guest. It's just me just answering questions and stuff like that. And then when I'm not doing this, I live stream PSVR 2 games. I live stream every PSVR 2 title, which is a lot of fun. So if you're interested about VR and want to see me get scared in horror games or try cooking up a good meal in a cooking game, which I haven't done for a long time, tune in there. And for Maria, do you want to do some plug-in? Where can people find you? All your links are in the chat below, but preach. Where are people going to find you in the church of Maria?
Content creation. You can find me everywhere, really. Just as Marignetic, but I predominantly stream on Twitch. But if you can't catch us on Twitch, then you can go and find me on YouTube. I try to edit my playthroughs, but there's also the VODs. And at the moment, we're playing Mass Effect 2. We've just started, so
I've never played Mass Effect. It's what. Yeah, that's it. The sound you made. I always call them the gasp list. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what chat. Like how chat would always react for me not having played it, so I finally had to do it.
Because Mass Effect, I say recently, it's been a while now. Was it the trilogy got remastered? Or remade? I don't. Yeah. Just not enough time in the world to play all these amazing games. The backlog keeps building up, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, I know
is at
the
top
backlog
of it
is too long.
That's cool. No Mass Effect. I know. Terrible. Take care of you all. And as always, as we go to this, leave us your final thoughts, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
post credits like Marvel. Have you seen the new Spider-Man trailer?
Yes, I'm very excited. This is probably the first trailer from Marvel in a while that got me very excited.
Yeah, I need to catch up with a lot of the latest ones. I saw Fantastic Four, and
I've
I
not
thought it was
even
all right.
seen that.
Yeah, but I didn't see Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was going to be good.
I've seen that. That was
Have
good.
you seen? Is it Shang-Chi? That's going to be amazing.
Yes, I like Shang-Chi. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the new Spider-Man trailer was great. There's one particular scene in it that's amazing where you see the inside of his mask as he's falling down.
Yes.
Like some really cool stuff in there.
There's some really cool shots. They recreated one of the, isn't it the first comic? There's like the cover of the first comic that they've recreated. I saw
That's it.
and I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah, they've got a lot to build on just because of No Way Home.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but most people know right now. But like going to see No Way Home, it was just I think it was just as theaters were opening up again. It was one of the best cinema experiences I've ever been to. Like when certain reveals and the twists came, the cheering in the room, and for me it was like a massive trip down memory lane and stuff. And
yeah,
it's like one of the best things I've ever seen in the theater. It was good.
Yeah.
Chris saw Spider-Man being filmed. It was filmed in Glasgow?
That's so cool. Yeah. Glasgow it was.
Yeah, I saw the footage of like the tank.
You can see quite a lot in the trailer of that scene.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
There's just a tank going down the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is why I watched the credits all the way through. This is it. You see, you stay around, you get rewarded with all this bonus content and that. Spider-Man Noir with Nicolas Cage. That blew my mind when I said that looks cool. Because you can also watch really two versions of it, can't you? They're releasing it in Noir, and that's super cool.
I love that.
What are some of your favourite movies? What movies do you think would best describe you? I guess.
Honestly, I hate this question because I truly can't really give you a good answer to this.
That's fine. That's why I never tell people like, what's your favourite movie? Like, name some of your favourite. I definitely have a favourite movie. I have to say,
I actually really enjoyed the oh my god, Civil War, Avengers.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Alex Garland's Civil War. Have you seen Alex Garland's Civil War about America? Oh my god. I mean, it's probably even more terrifying to watch now. I went into the theaters to see it, and like I read in the reviews, the final act is like a nail biter, and going in with that expectation, it's basically from the trailer. It's basically where there's an assault on Washington DC, and it's like one of the most harrowing things because not to get into too much detail, but it's basically I'm not going to explain this right, but like the way they use blanks in movies for guns. It has a certain sound to weaponry where he was working with someone who'd actually been in the military and served. And so they use a different type. So when you're hearing the gunfire in this movie, every gunfire feels significant and like quite startling. That is an awesome movie. But no, Avengers, Avengers Civil War is good.
I think that was the title, if I remember right. But I really like that one. That's one. I mean, to be honest, that whole time was just like very special when all of these games. I remember everyone going to midnight releases and all of that. So
right, yeah, I was so late. I hadn't seen Iron Man until like Avengers Infinity Wars came out. Like that's how long it had been. I had just never seen those movies. My parents kept going and saying, "Oh, we're going to go and see these Avengers movies. Do you want to do it?" And I thought I would. And then before Endgame, I started going. I was going to go back. They're like, here are the 15 movies to watch. I'm not going to get through all these. So I enjoyed Endgame, but I know how much I would have loved it even more. Seen it would have felt a lot more special.
It's like a proper payoff. Like if you've been like following all of those movies up to then, it was a special time. Like I watched the double bill. I remember.
Oh really?
Infinity War and then Endgame at midnight.
Lord of the Rings. Two Towers, the Battle of Helm's Deep has always stayed in my mind. Watching that in the theatre. I was going to say,
to be fair, Lord of the Rings is just, I mean.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch them. I haven't watched them since they came out in the theatre, and it's been a while, so.
Go watch them.
So my favourite movie, Donnie Darko. Have you ever seen Donnie Darko?
Oh, I have seen Donnie Darko, yes.
And that's just because it was a sort of coming of age movie. I was yeah, I remember people talking about it at school, and I think I related to themes in it, not seeing a giant bunny rabbit and stuff like that. I don't relate to that much. But like, yeah, the whole thing's about like existentialism when you're a kid and disconnect from family and like what's going on in the world. I've always really, really loved it. And I think that's Jake Gyllenhaal, one of his first movies with his sister, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh.
Yeah. They played brother and sister in that.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I didn't even know he was in it.
It's the scary thing though, Maria, that I remember it came out early 2000s and it was based in the 80s. And it was like, wow, it was based all the way back then. I mean, I was born in 87, so I was technically an 80s child, but I don't remember the 80s. Yeah. But now, the distance between now and Donnie Darko coming out is way larger than when Donnie Darko came out and when it's based, and it's like that kind of stuff. Just
you shouldn't think about it too much because it's actually depressing.
That is it. And on that depressing note, we're going to end it there. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.